How's it, everybody? Money Shot here, and welcome to Hawaii Crap Shooters. In this video, I'll be sharing with you all you need to know about dice setting. Check it out. So before we get into dice setting, just wanted to thank my friend 808 Crap Sensei, Chad, for hooking me up with these new Hawaii Crap Shooter hats. Embroidered, fitted, and the best part of it is got my name on the back, Mr. Money Shot. Thank you, Chad, for the hookups. I appreciate it. Mahalo. All right, dice setting. The first step in dice control. People always ask me, hey, Money Shot, what's the best dice set to use? Here's what I tell them. It all depends. It depends on your betting strategy, what you're shooting for, how you shoot, where you're shooting at, what table. A lot of variations. So there's no one size fits all dice set. The dice set needs to fit the player. Everybody throws different. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own body size, arm length. So one dice set could be good for one person, but could be disastrous for another. So you gotta use the one that fits you the best. The correct dice set has to fit what you're shooting for. What I mean by that is you wouldn't bet on the hard ways and set the 3V. Wouldn't make sense. You would set the hard ways, right? So be sure your dice set is matching your betting strategy. That is important. Because there are different dice sets and so many different people, you need to find the dice set that works for you. So let's go over the different dice sets so you can try them all out and see which one works best. First set we'll be talking about is the hard way set, the best set. And I'm gonna be opening up brand new dice to show you the dice set. This was a going away gift from my cousin John, who used to live here in Hawaii and now is a Las Vegas resident. About 3 weeks ago, but good luck, John, up there in Vegas, and thank you for the dice. All right, these dice are awesome. Casino grade dice, look how beautiful they are. Sharp diamond cut edges, perfect precision, and I'm going to be using these to show you some of the dice sets. So let's start with the trustworthy hardway set. Hardway set is called the hardway set because you have the hardway 8 on the top, hardway 4 facing you, hardway 6, hardway 10, and back to the hardway 8. So how you set it correctly is you look for the ones and ones here, and the 6 and 1s are in the inside, the 6 and 1s are on the outside. The good thing about the hardway set is that it really truly is the set that can avoid the 7. The only way you can hit the 7 on the hardway set is if you double pitch. And double pitch means you're gonna turn one dice is turning 2 rotations faster than the other. So start with 4, 4, 2, 2, and if your dice is spinning in the air and this one over rotates double pitch, then you get the 4, 3. Same thing if your first die, your left die is double pitching and then it lands, then you have the 4, 3, 5, 2. So that's one way you can get the 7, and the second way is if your dice yos. So yos means it turns to the side, and that's where you see the 6 1s here, or they'll come back in this way, 6 1. But if you keep your dice on rotation, and even if you are off by 1 turn, you hit box numbers, you hit the 6, you hit the 9 here. So you're not going to be too off if you hit that. Or if you turn 1 and 1 turns this way, you get the 6. Or if one rotation comes here, you get the 10. If one goes there, you get the 5. So it's pretty safe. It's what I call forgiving if you do not get a perfect on axis throw, but it'll give you great numbers by just one rotation. So the thing I like about the Hardway set is that it helps me figure out what the table is doing. So what I'm saying is, if I'm throwing the Hardway set and if I'm hitting the Hardways, that means I'm hitting it on axis. So that means my throw is good, my throw is consistent, and I will stick with this set. However, if I keep on seeing 6s or 1s coming out, even if it's a 4-6, 6-2 or 6-3, then I know that one of my dice are turning. Even if I see the 1. So every time I see a 6 or a 1, I know that either I'm throwing, my dice are landing. I have to fix my landing because it's not landing evenly, which is causing it to turn, or my grip is making this one dice turn this way so that it turns over here or this way. You need to adjust, but you need a few throws to see what you're actually doing. But the 6 and 1s that are coming up on my throw, that's when I know that it's turning. And if I'm hitting on axis and I'm hitting 4 2s, 5 3s, all of these numbers here, all the primary numbers, then I know I'm on axis. So this is a great indicator. With the other sets, it's hard to quickly determine what your dice is doing. The Hardway set is a set that you can quickly get information from the dice to tell you how you are throwing and how your dice is reacting to the table, and if you need to adjust or not. The negative thing about the Hardway set is if you're playing the prop bets, all tall, all small, or if you're a field better, this is not probably the set you want to use, being that the 6s are on the sides and the 1s are on the sides. So trying to get the crap numbers is difficult if you're consistently throwing it on axis. So you're very rarely going to get the 12 unless both turn to the side here, or if the 2 dice come here, that's how you can get your snake eyes. But for an all talls, all small bet or a field bet, you're gonna hardly get any of those numbers. So that's the only thing bad about, I shouldn't say bad, but negative about the Hardway set. My next favorite dice set is the 3V set. And how do you get from the Hardway set to the 3V set? Simple. It's just a split second. You do one turn to the left on your left dice, and there you go. That's the 3V set. Where's the 3V, you ask? You look here, the 3V is right there, right under. The good thing about that split turn is that it doesn't make the dealers suspicious. If you wanted to move from 3V from the Hardway set and you just turn it really quickly like this, and then you set and you throw, it still looks like you're still setting the same way, unless you are a controlled shooter and you know what I'm doing, or it's just quickly. You get the dice here, you get the dice, looks like you keep on hitting the Hardway set and you wanted to change and say, you know what, I think, and then you see your dice showing the 1s and the 6s and you want to switch to the 3V, you just turn it once and you get the 3V right there. And then you set and you throw and you throw. Nobody knows you made that switch. So quick turn, quick adjustments, that's what you want as a dice controller. That'll take some heat off of you of setting the dice too long, and you're doing it quickly and people are not really looking at you taking up so much time. So what's good about the 3V set is that you hit all your inside numbers 6/8. It's good to when you're pressing 6/8. Helps with you on the hard 8 and hard 6, but because there's so much other 6s and 8s, not really recommended for a hard way set. But this set here is great for prop bets like all tall, all small, because you can hit the 11 on one rotation. You can hit the 5s, you can hit the 3s here. You have the 6 on rotation and you have the 1 on rotation. Not like when you had the hard way set. On the hard way set, you don't have any 6s or 1s here on the dice. So that's why it's hard to hit an all tall, all small prop bet. So that's why if I'm playing at a table like Golden Nugget and they have the all tall, all small, I'm not playing the hard way set if I'm on the all tall, all small. I'm quickly switching 1 dice to the left and playing the 3V, because that will give me more chances of hitting all of the numbers that are on the all tall, all small. Advice: don't use the 3V set to try to see how your dice are doing. The hard way set is better for that, because if you see aces, you don't know if that aces came from here, or the 6s, you don't know if the 6s came from here. So with the hard way set, you're gonna see if the 6s or 1s come out, because you know they're already lined up on the side. So I wouldn't use that to be testing out the tables, to seeing how your dice are reacting. The 3V set is good once you already know how your dice are going. So start with the hard way set and then move to the 3V set. So the next dice set I'm sharing with you is the 2V set. So how do you get from the hard way set? Let's say you're on the hard way set and you need the 4 or the 10 to hit. Let's say that's your last number on the all tall or small, or you're pressing your 4 and 10s. You've hit a lot of 4 and 10s and that's what you want to hit. It's simple from moving from the hard way set to the 2V set, all by 2 turns. You turn your hard way set forward to show the 4s on the top, and you turn 1 dice to the right, and there you go, the 2V set. Now you have your hard 4 here, your 4 here, your hard 10 here, and your 6/4 there. So 4s on the inside as well, 10s on the outside. So if you're trying to spike the 4 or the 10, you can quickly move from this, and you can do it in like 1 second. Just move up, turn, and you're set. Let me do that again. Just move up, turn, 2V set, and throw. That's a good thing about the 2V set. Use the 2V set if you're going for specific numbers, hoping that you're gonna get 4 and 10, or maybe that's your money shot. So the 2V set, I don't commonly use it, but if you are a 4 and 10 betting player, this is probably the best set for you. It's pretty much a safe set like the 3V, because your only way you can get the 7 is if you double pitch. If you yo one side to the other side, you get a 5. If your dice yo this way, you get a 9. 1 dice here is 5 and 1 dice here is a 3. So pretty safe set, pretty forgiving set. So if you do change it up, if you don't double pitch, you should be okay with this dice set. The last dice set I'm going to be sharing with you today is the all 7 set. So the all 7 set is a set that you use on the come out. So how do you get to the all 7 set quickly from the hard way set? Is you turn the dice twice. So you actually double pitch before you throw it. So you got the 4-3 here, you got the 5-2 there, you got the 4-3 again, and another 5-2. You open up the inside, you got the 6-1s, and you got the 6-1s on the outside. So if you're gonna use this set on the come out, make sure you turn off your hard ways. Also, if you are on the all tall, all small, don't use this set after you make your point, because it's gonna wipe out the whole ATS. So I hardly use the all 7 set, but for me, I love to use it when there's a lot of don't players. This one time I was at the table and half the table were playing don't, And I noticed that like everybody's playing don't, and when it came to me, I end up rolling 5 sevens in a row. It was crazy. Felted some of the don't players, and after the fourth 7, you could see them shaking their heads and taking off their bets after the fourth. But what I like about that, it's fun for me, letting them know if you're not gonna bet with me, then you're against me, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and have fun with you and show you that I can shoot. So that's what I like about the all 7 set. Other than that, the 7 set really doesn't do much for me. You know, you win your pass line bet, that's about it. I just don't really use it. I had one purpose, is just to prove a point or get off the don't players off the table, but I don't really use the 7 set. Another thing that involves dice setting is setting the dice quickly. So when you get the dice, you want to know where the 6 and 1s are gonna go. They pass you the dice. You see the 6 here, you know the 6 is gonna go on the left already. You know, you see a 1 or a 5, you know that's on axis. You wanna get it quickly. You wanna set the hard way set quick. If you wanna move to the 3V, 1 turn, and you got your 3V here. You wanna move to your 4V, you move up here, move up there, you got your 4V here. So you can easily maneuver and get around the dice sets quickly with all the dice sets I showed you. Even the all 7 set. From the hard way set, you just go up and down, but you move quickly. Less than a second. Like I said, if you set less than 5 seconds, no heat will be on you, and you know, you move the game along fast. But set fast. Don't take forever, like I said in my other video. Or people who dice set and they move all of this, and then again, what do? Grab the dice and shake it up. Why the heck do you set it in the first place if you're gonna shake it all up? It's not set in any way. Don't do that. You see those kind of guys, they think they're more superstitious rather than a dice controller. So be aware. That leads into observing the table. When you see dice setters setting, then you can watch to see if they are a dice controller. That's the first indicator of a dice controller, is if they set the dice. There is no dice controller who doesn't set the dice. So setting the dice, they get the dice, they set up the dice. That's your first indication. Okay, pay attention to the shooter. See how he shoot, because he's a dice setter. And now you want to adjust your bet or take notes and see what he does. But keep in mind, not all dice setters are controlled shooters. People just know how to set the dice but don't know how to throw the dice. So that's where you do your observations. If they're over here and then they're throwing it, they set it, but they're throwing it with no consistency, then you know it's almost like a random shooter. But if he takes care of the dice, grips the dice, throws the dice consistently, then hey, that's a dice controller. I'm gonna adjust my betting on that guy next time the next round comes. So pay attention. Use dice setting for information for both you as a player as well as you observing the table and how you bet on other people. Players don't realize how valuable that kind of information is. So that's a tip for you from me. And what I use, pay attention. See who sets the dice. You'll do better, I promise you. So in summary, I've showed you 4 dice sets. It's pretty much all you need to know. I know there's a lot of complicated dice sets out there and some videos showing complicated, but there's no sense to me trying to get complicated single numbers and trying to throw it and hit it unless you are a perfect thrower. And I don't say I'm a perfect thrower, but if you are 100% accurate all the time, then yeah, learn all of the other dice sets. But to me, it's just a waste of time. If you know these 4 dice sets, you should be good. You can see the old players, they always go back to the fundamental dice sets. So KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Just use the same dice sets that works for you. Again, what the hard way set may work for me, it may not work for you. 3V works better for you. everybody's different. So there is no one size fits all in dice setting. Use what is the best for you. So set the dice quickly, stay on axis so your dice doesn't double pitch and you get that 7, or keep your dice together when you throw. Make sure your dice are sticking so you don't yo and get the 7s and your dice turn over and get the 7s. And practice at home. Get your dice, bring it to you, set quickly, get your set and go. Keep on practicing, keep on practicing. What I do is I have a set of dice in my car in the middle console, and I shake up the dice, grab it, and I set the dice. It helped me practice. I don't do it now because I can probably do this in my sleep now, but it helps with you to better understand and get comfortable with the dice. Don't do it while you're driving, but in between stoplights, have a pair of dice, get used to it, get used to your grip, get comfortable, line up your fingers. That's what I do. That's one tip I can give you guys, is keep your set of dice in your car, and that will help you when you're driving to work. Why not just be comfortable, set your hard ways, set your 3Vs, set your 2Vs, start learning it. It helped me, so I hope it can help you. Thank you for watching Hawaii Crap Shooters. If you like this video, please smash the like button, send me a comment, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel so you see my weekly videos. Aloha from Hawaii. Money Shot out.